Good afternoon. On today's episode of Fat Guy with a Fat Bike, I play with something fuzzy, and I try out new GoPro angles, and I ride a bike. So kind of an interesting start to today's ride. Actually just met the Duke of MTB and his wife. They have a channel on YouTube. Post some pretty cool videos actually about Michigan trails and different trails that they've ridden. They look like they have a lot of fun together, so it's kind of cool to meet them. They're actually one of the people that inspired me to pick up a GoPro and at the very least take some video footage of the rides I do. And then yeah, it's gonna kind of an interesting thing today. I'm gonna try I heard the wind noise on my last ride at Stony. So I made myself a dead cat, so I'm going to try that. As you can see, I'm going to try a chest mount. I'm going to be riding my Farley today because since my first posts last week on Thursday, today's Wednesday, it has rained pretty much every day here in southeast Michigan. So I'm just here at Stony again. I'm going to try some of the same trails and play around a little bit. And hopefully see if I can deaden some of the wind noise and learn where a good spot for a chest mount cam is on a big guy's body, and also see if I can do you even enduro on a fat bike, dude. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today, and we'll see how it comes out. So today, like I said, riding my Farley 2016 Farley 5.5 converted all XT drivetrain and brakes. Call it the Farley 5.9. As you can see, rigid fat bike design, running tubeless. The fun thing about it is I don't fit any mold, and neither does this bike when I'm on it. First test, here we go. So that had a fair amount of wind noise to it. Hopefully it gives us a good idea as to whether or not my homemade dead cat worked. We'll play some more. So second test of the windsock. I'm just spelunking, looking at different trails that are out there. So don't mind me. So there's the downhill that I didn't do last week that I kind of showed you guys. I opted to do this one here to the right to go back to the car. Of course, last week I was on my 150 mil, 160 mil 2019 Remedy. Today on my fully rigid fat bike. So I'm gonna play it safe, not hard, just to give you an idea what this hill is. It's not, big by any major standards, but definitely fun. So that was it. I kind of missed that line. I went far to left, missed the rut line, but I'm riding alone, so got to be somewhat safe. So some of the same section of trail as I did on the other bike the other day, and this time with, I believe it was mountain bike Mike. I'll have to look it up, but with his GoPro settings and with the dead cat and the chest mount on the fat bike. Now one thing, the Remedy's got Eagle GX on it, which is 1x12. I love it. This has all XT 1x11. And I gotta say, in the department of cool factor, the XT has one thing that the Eagle doesn't, and that's the ability to drop 2 gears at a time. So I do like that. Still trying to get the feel for standing up and pedaling because I haven't done it in a while, because I'm old and fat. But oh well. So, favorite little section on the Farley. See what we get. So the last downhill before what I'm going to start calling reflection point, because it seems whenever I go there, I think about things. Again, Farley as opposed to the Remedy, chest mount as opposed to the helmet mount, which I did last time, homemade dead cat for wind, and the settings on the camera are different, which supposedly should help the lighting and the gimbal reaction on the Hero 7 Black. And I'm going to see if I can do this the right way this time. A little better. A little bit of spelunking. One thing I've learned, or I've noticed about having a fat bike, is a lot of times I feel more confident on a rigid fat bike than I do on my full suspension bike. And one of the things, I still can't manual today, one of the things that I want to overcome is I can't seem to get the miles as much on a fat bike as I can on a full suspension bike. And being a guy who is a little larger, needs to lose some weight, I'm trying to run some smaller tires. That's why I got the Remedy though, because this 2019 Remedy has the ability to run 2.8 plus tires. So yeah, that's why I did that. And you know, it's like I enjoy the fat bike tires all day long, but really need the suspension for my old broken body. So that's why I got the Remedy. Thing about this, have to ride this though. Want to try and at least ride it once every other week, because I went tubeless, so I'm out spinning these tires every day. I'm not riding it, but try to ride it at least once every week, every other week, just to give it some good spin for the tire sealant. Since this is my first tubeless bike, I don't know if that's necessary or not, but it sounds good in my head. So this is camera upside down with the dead cat and trying a different angle. And I may have a mystery rider pass me. Still can't handle. So we're following the mysterious dark helmet down the chute, and obviously we're not really following him, we're just kind of surviving while he actually does it. Woohoo! I love it! So, J-hook mounted upside down, chest mount, dark helmet in front. Not really going to catch up to him. Tilted the camera back a little further. Hey, thanks for watching. 3 things that I learned on that exercise. Number 1, the homemade dead cat really seemed to work out very well. I'm going to post a video on how I came up with the template and how I actually made it, because I've seen some interesting ones out there, and I think this one's pretty simple to do. So there's that. I muffled out the sound of the wind quite well and still allowed for the rumble of the tires, and you still could hear talking without any garbled effect. Second thing I can conclude is the J-hook. When I mounted the GoPro right side up, though the camera may have been, although it was parallel to the chest mount, it may have been a tiny bit low. But I actually felt I liked that video better for some reason, and it might have just been because it was later in the day. It seemed to have a better image stabilization with the camera mounted vertically. The other thing I noticed is I did like the fact that it captured some more of the bike in the video. You know, you saw the handlebars a little more, the tires a little more, and it kind of made the feel a little better. Third thing I noticed about it is the GoPro effect seemed to be less on when the camera was mounted right side up. meaning you could see a little better the steepness of the trail or something like that. Where I had it mounted upside down, I think I might have had it pointed a little too high, which might have taken away from some of that, might have actually caused some of the problems I'm talking about. I didn't think, though, and that also might have been because it was later in the day, I didn't think the image stabilization was that good in comparison to mounting it right side up. And I didn't think that, I thought that the GoPro effect was clearly visible. But again, that might have been because I think I had the camera mounted tilted a little too high. The trade-off of that is that the camera can be adjusted a lot more than if you mount it right side up. Third thing is that fat bikes are fun, and I always love riding mine, almost as much as I love riding my new Remedy. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see, what other kind of trouble I can get into on that bike and what other trouble I can get into on the Remedy this year. And again, I just thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you out on the trail. Live the faith, ride it up.